What's happening, people? I'm here with the main man.
It's the champ.
Make sure you tune into Pep Talk UK, where it talks boxing and
big up.
Thank you, AJ.
Pep Talk UK.
It's time!
Everyone talk good game, but it don't really faze me. The man that ain't mad like Max, the boy that not murky like Ace B. And them guy whoppers lying on the back, balling like a baby.
Oi oi, welcome to the Pep Talk UK Sports Podcast, the podcast that talks the major boxing and football news from around the globe, real points of view from a real panel, hashtag real talk on Pep Talk. Please subscribe to Pep Talk UK on iTunes and YouTube. Don't forget to like, share and comment. Now I'm your host, Frankie B, and I'm joined by two great guys. Firstly, I'd like to welcome back the French Pep Talk boy, Pascal. How you doing, bro?
Merci beaucoup, Frankie. The best introductions for a legend like myself. I really like coming back, and I hope you're well too, Frankie B.
Well, good, mate. Mid-January. Pockets are a lot lighter, but who's complaining?
It's getting quicker, isn't it? You know, you just not too long ago we were celebrating Christmas, and now here we are, you know, well into the new year. But look, it's going to be a fantastic 2018, Frankie B.
Right, Pascal, you want to shout out your social media?
Yes, of course. My social media is Pascal_Desad, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram.
I might also take this opportunity to shout out my social media for once. On Twitter, it's at Pep Talk Boy. On Instagram, it's pro_bees. Finally, I'd like to welcome a man signed to Goodwin Promotions. It's Eric Mokonzo. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, you know. Not too bad at all. How's training going?
Training's going well, man. It's going, you know, according to plan. You know, just focus, switched on, you know, just grinding as the day goes by, man. But I'm happy with how things are going so far.
Yeah, you talk about dates. Any dates for potential fight?
Well, I've got potential 2 dates that's happening. I got hopefully once it all gets confirmed by end of next week, which is the 16th of Feb. That's going to be on David Hayes' show, which is on Dave as well.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I got another one on the 3rd of March. And that's already been confirmed, so that's signed and sealed.
Wow.
And all I have to do is just deliver. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
So it's going to be a busy couple of months, a busy year, potentially.
Busy year, yeah. Busy year, yeah. I mean, I've taken time off to kind of get my head straight, you know, to deal with just everyday life as it comes. And I'm kind of in the right place now, mentally, physically, and I just want to crack on, really, to be honest.
And you know what? You're in the right gym. You know, you're with some good guys that are focused. Chamberlain, Pesta, React Poor.
But that's it, yeah.
Congo.
You know, I can't complain. Them guys are just there, second to none. You know, they are something else. The way them guys train, and I got to keep up. You know, when I'm out of shape, I got to kind of compete with them. But it's a healthy competition. You know, we kind of help each other. If one slacks, we pick them up. You know, if someone does, you know, 500 sit-ups, I got to try to do 600. Someone does 7. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but it's good, man. It's a healthy competition in there, and the team's strong.
So you talked about a break in between fighting, boxing, trying to get your head straight. What was it that made you have that break?
Obviously, because I had my son in 2016, and obviously through that result, I had to go back into work. Obviously, because I didn't really have much funding in boxing as well. As you know, the pro game is a tough business. You know, you got it is. You know, so I had to be going back and forth into, you know, training, work, training, then work, training, then work. So I wasn't really committed to myself. I wasn't really committed to training. I wasn't full time. And as you know, if you're part-time, in boxing, then you're only going to get part-time results, man.
If you're full-time with the jollof rice as well, mate, it ain't going to help you on your boxing skills.
That's it. That's it. And it is as well. And obviously, it's kind of, I was depressed, not depressed. I won't say depressed because I don't want to disrespect all the people out there that are actually going through depression. But I was slightly kind of falling. Yeah, but I was kind of falling into the whole, the whole mentality of, I'm a failure, I'm this, I'm that. I haven't done nothing, I've been a pro for this long, and I've only had this much. Like, when they're just demons are talking to you and you're just battling everything as life goes on. And then, due to all that thinking and lack of, training and inactivity, I started putting on weight. I'm a 12 stone 6'7" fighter. I went on to be 15 stones. Frankie. That's crazy. 15 stones.
So you got kind of like a Shannon Briggs story, where he one day told himself, man, "Let's go, champ," and started motivating himself.
Honestly, I had to. My coach Ted, like he would just phone him every day. Eric, what are you doing? You are this, you are that. Full of so much compliments, but he's only human as well. If someone's not showing willingness to come and train and commit himself, all you can do is just let him be. Do you know what I mean? And he was doing his job, and I kind of, I fell off. Let's just be honest. I fell off hard, man. I fell off hard. But like I said, I'm back in the right mindset. I've switched on and focused. I know what I really need to do now, and just cracking on.
Cracking stuff. Now, Eric, you want to shout out your social media before we keep it moving?
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah, man. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, just at me, at Eric Mokonzo, all one word. Follow me, follow the journey. Let's keep it moving, man. And let's crack on.
Yeah, man. Right, let's get into the boxing. Ladies and gents, for the fight fans locked in, for the football fans locked in, now it's time for some real talk on Pep Talk. Let's go. Yes, we ready. Let's get into it. Real talk. It's Pep Talk. So we're going to start with the boxing once more. The breaking news this week is the fact that Amir Khan has inked a 3-fight deal with Eddie Hearn and is now on the Matchroom roster.
That's crazy.
Now Pascal, it's certainly been a year so far of surprises. There were rumours early in the week, but now it's a reality. It's apples and pears now for Amir Khan.
It certainly is. To be brutally honest, Frankie B is a bit of a pleasant surprise because, for many years we know that the Khans and the Hearns didn't see eye to eye. There was, of course, the rivalry, still is the rivalry between Kell Brook and Amir Khan. A lot of back and forth. And at the time, of course, Eddie Hearn was supporting Kell Brook in his endeavors to make the fight. But it looks like this fight is getting closer and closer. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to actually going to some of the fights because I think that Amir Khan has a pulling power to bring over some good fighters from America.
That's it, yeah. Garcia, potentially.
Notably, yes, of course. Garcia, I've always been a fan of Garcia, and it would be good to have a rematch of Garcia in the UK, potentially, that will bring in some good numbers. Also,
Broner,
the age of Broner.
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah, Broner was also, those two are very controversial boxers in their own right, so I think they will put on a good fight, if that fight was to happen. And also, Amir Khan has the opportunity to either fight at welterweight or maybe at junior middleweight. So, he has a lot of opportunities. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think that is a very good business move. And following his, partaking in the celebrity, program, I think his status has also become a bit more, he's become more of a popular name. People remember that he was the young man who won the silver medal at the Olympics, and he's been in the press for not always the best of reasons, but it's important to build his profile, and I think that we're going to see some exciting fights.
Matchroom, that will definitely propel him, sort of expose him to the UK audience once more.
I agree, Frankie B, you always say this all the time in the podcast, that timing is very important, and I think that Amir Khan, is applying this tactic. The timing was great for him, by going on the national TV show, by going on various, programs, by, remarrying his wife or whatever they were were doing, and getting himself back into the public eye, has given him an opportunity to capitalize from it. So, credit to him, whether he's calculated it or whether he was advised to actually take those fights. I do think that is the right thing to do. And with Amir Khan, he's never in a boring fight. So even if he comes back that first fight, it could be a Derek Chisora moment where he could potentially lose the fight and may have to redeem himself in the next two fights. But the good thing is we know that he'll always be a good fight and the fight will not be boring.
As well as exposure is quite a few lunches at Sugar Hut in Essex also.
It would be good to see him bring this excitement back to the British Isles and to Great Britain.
Now, Eric, last year Amir Khan spoke of his dislike for Eddie Hearn. What do you think has changed to make him sign now with Matchroom?
It's the public demand. They've been back and forth in terms of trying to find ground on how they can make the Kell Brook fight, and I think in the last few weeks or months, what we've seen is how Amir Khan, regardless of his past, present and future, as Pascal mentioned, the whole scenarios back and forth with his wife and everything.
The Joshua thing.
The Joshua thing as well, but what everyone actually realised, and myself, is the British public and the boxing board actually still loves Amir Khan. There's just something about him, love him or hate him, there's just something about Amir Khan that when you hear Amir Khan's fighting, you can actually stop what you're doing, switch on the TV, forget everything and just focus on him. That's how bad it is. There's just really something about Amir Khan. He brings that excitement, he brings that question mark, whether, you think to yourself, which Amir Khan is going to appear tonight, is he going to get dropped? Is he going to get up? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? And I think in terms of business, to be honest with you, in terms of business, because if you think a while back in some of his interviews, he's been saying, he's looking to come back to the UK and, to kind of take back control, of the limelight, the media, and, he misses fighting on British soil. So either way, there's only one person that I feel, when he mentioned the whole big announcement, in the back of my mind I thought, wouldn't it be, a coincidence if he signs with Matchroom, and what happened is he signs with Eddie. Do you know what I mean? And in a 3-fight deal,
signs with Eddie.
Do you know what I mean? Eddie. Do you know what I mean? So that 3-fight deal, that is the key there. What people are kind of overlooking, the 3-fight deal. There's only 3 people that will lead to the mega fight with Brook. Obviously he's going to fight Broner. If that fight does get confirmed, that's going to be a big fight. The second fight, me personally, as Pascal mentioned as well, I would love to see him rematch Garcia. Because in my mind, I personally feel that he would batter in him. He was winning that fight. He was winning that fight. He was. Yeah. He was, and we all know, obviously, he got caught like everyone in boxing gets caught. He got caught bad. He got up, and the rest is history. Do you know what I mean? But
very disorientated.
That's the fight. Yeah, that 3-fight deal. Everyone knows the last fight, the mega fight, which it's going to happen in Wembley. Another 90,000 people that's going to turn up. It's going to be Khan against Brook.
And if anybody knows how to build a fight, it's Eddie Hearn.
Of course, come on.
And part of me also thinks that he's come back over here because that vicious knockout to Canelo in 2016. Maybe the American public stopped believing in Amir Khan. Possibly, which is the reason why he's got no option but to come and fight at home.
But this is the thing, and you see with America, America is they are a tough crowd to crack, man. You know what I mean? Seriously, I mean, with America, I mean, look how long it took Deontay Wilder to kind of break out of the whole break onto, you know, the whole limelight. I mean, we only heard of Deontay Wilder when he was on his 30th fight. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, I've never heard of him. You see what I mean? They are a tough crowd to crack. The only time I can honestly say that Amir Khan kind of broke out of the American scene and people actually knew who he was is when he fought Madonna.
Indeedy. Quickly move on now, Pascal. Another announcement this week was Carl Frampton will take on the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, in Belfast on the 21st of April. Now, Geezer, it's a dangerous fight for Frampton. I ain't even going to lie. He's fighting against a man that is a former world champion in 4 weight classes, mate. It's going to be a tall order.
It's going to be a tall order, but look, Carl Frampton is daring to be great, and he's taking on the Filipino Flash, and you got to give him some credit for actually doing that, because you are talking about a 4 weight class champion, IBF flyweight holder, WBC, WO bantamweight titles, and WBA undisputed featherweight titles. So, he is certainly, a world-class fighter. And I have no doubt in my mind that Carl Frampton will have to be, at his very, very, very best. But he's taking on a man that's only won 4 times, in 42 fights. So, it's going to be an interesting fight. I believe that Carl Frampton has the advantage because he's fighting at home, and as you know, the Irish fans, will certainly be on his back, and they'll make sure that he has all the local support that he needs. But I'm just wondering whether it's a bit of a step too far for Carl Frampton. I mean, it is.
He needs to still get used to the weight as well.
Absolument, Frankie B. He's a 2-time world champion. So Carl Frampton himself is a classy fighter. But the kind of opposition he's about to face, it is it's a very big step for him, very, very big step. And and as far as Donaire is concerned, he's lost to some very good opponents, and he's not going to be a pushover. So I believe the fight will be very exciting because Donaire has a very aggressive, come forward style. And Frampton, he places his shot very well. He's a much more patient fighter. But the problem that Frampton will have is that he will maybe be required to be a bit more on the front foot because he's fighting at home. The fans in Belfast will expect him to take the fight to Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire, he's has got some knockout power at that weight division, at that weight class. So I'm just a bit worried about Frampton having to take that step. Most fighters will want to make themselves a bit more comfortable into that weight before taking on the likes of the Donaires of this world. But you got to give credit to Frampton. He has a self-belief and a self-confidence that he can take on the likes of Nonito Donaire. I mean, that win would be very good for him in his resume, and could potentially land him some bigger and better fights. So I think it's going to be an exciting fight, Frankie B.
Indeed. Eric, is this a step too soon for Carl Frampton?
4-weight world champion, a guy, regardless, even though he lost against Rigondeaux, he's classed as one of the best pound per pound boxers out there. I know, obviously, Carl Frampton is a good operator in terms of his ring craft and how he boxed off-season fights. I mean, we saw that against Scott Quick.
Yeah, Santa Cruz, the first one as well. The first fight.
Yeah, that's it. But is it a step too far? I don't know. Pascal said, he's daring to be great. Same with Amir Khan when he fought Canelo. He's daring to be great, and I think we got to give credit where credit's due for him taking this fight.
Maybe Frampton wants to get things going. He's been out for a while, and he just wants to, wants to crack on, as they say. All right, well, we'll see what happens, and obviously we'll keep the listeners informed with Frampton's return in Belfast and also the Amir Khan saga, the new Matchroom signing, baby.
Okay.
Now it's interview time. Now, a man out there, Shaz Mack, has been busy once again for the new year. Now, ahead of her fight on the MTK Scotland show on January the 26th, we hear from the classical warrior Hannah Rankin with her esteemed trainer, Noel, Cullen.
Pep Talk UK are joined by the classic warrior, Miss Hannah Rankin, and her esteemed coach, trainer, and all-round nutter, Mr. Noel Cullen. How you doing, Hannah?
Good morning, yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. Now, Hannah, wintry night in November, you got a standing ovation at York Hall. Tell me about that fight and what went down.
Oh, I won my first title, the International Challenge belt. It was really exciting fight. So many people there to see me. I had loads of support, so it was great to fight at York Hall. Had an amazing time. It was really good.
In any single fight, you got more rounds under your belt than any of your previous fights. What was it like to go the distance? Because you were still chumping away and punching away come the last round.
Yeah, no, it was good to get the 8 rounds out. I like having more rounds. It suits me, gives me more time. But yeah, no, I felt fit, felt good. So yeah, it was enjoyable. It was good.
Now, you've got another special event coming up.
Yeah. My next fight is on the 26th of January. It'll be my first fight at home in Scotland. I cannot wait. I'm fighting on an MTK Scotland show in Glasgow. And yeah, no, actually cannot wait for this one. It's going to be a first time at home. All my family will be there, my friends. So yeah, it's going to be great. It's really good.
Now, it's a Burns Night special.
Yep.
Now, I also know you're going to be the first lady that's ever boxed on an MTK show, not just in the UK, but globally.
Yeah, that's true, which I'm really excited for. It's a great opportunity for me, and looking forward to showcasing my abilities at home, and thanks to MTK for putting me on the show. It's going to be brilliant. It's really good.
How's your training regime been for this fight? Who are you fighting?
I'm fighting Claudia Vi. We've got going over 8 rounds. Training's gone really well. While I was home over Christmas, I was training up at MTK Scotland gym with Gary Jacobs and Sam Kinnock up there, so that was great. And then I came back down here and obviously straight back into things with Noel at the beginning of the year, so we're full steam ahead, ready to go.
I understand Noel's not allowing you to eat because you're a bit podgy.
That's not true. I came back underweight, so I'm allowed to eat, but yeah, no, just keeping on top of things, so yeah, no, we're all good.
Well, a fine welterweight. I'm excited to see what happens in 2018.
Thank you.
Noel?
Hello, mate.
I like Hannah. You've been nice to her.
I'm always nice to her.
That's a lie.
Not true, I'm always nice to her. She's working hard since we've been back over Christmas. Just before Christmas, we were out in Germany training with the world middleweight champ, Christina Hamer. The ladies did 30 rounds in 4 days. That was in prep for Christina's fight in the US, which has been called off due to visa issues. I've got Christina back over in February for Hannah to train with, so that'll be fun.
Now, I know what happens in sparring stays in sparring. Christine's obviously world champ. How close is Hannah to Christine? Are there levels to this, or can you see in 2018 Hannah being up there with the world champs?
So I think Hannah summed it up well to me after the first day of sparring, where she said boxing's about levels, and that's, you know, where you're at. Now, without saying too much about the sparring, it was competitive, and as the days went on, it got more competitive. And I think the simple fact that Christina asks for Hannah as one of her training partners says all you need to know.
I think there's a hashtag, won't be outworked.
Yeah. One of Hannah's many attributes is that her cardio and strength is insane. And I think most of the girls that she spar with will attest to that. There's very few that can cope with that. And I'd throw it out there to any of the females in Europe. Over 10 rounds over the championship distance, you need to put her away early, or it's a hard night.
What are you targeting for 2018 for Hannah?
So the first we're going to look at is Commonwealth title. We're in talks with that at the moment. I can't say too much in case it doesn't happen, but that's going to be our first goal, is Commonwealth title. We'd like to pick up 1 or 2 belts before the summer break, if possible, and then by the end of the year, should she be up there with 9 fights potentially, which is what we're after, maybe a world title eliminator. As everybody knows, in the female game you move a lot quicker if you get the right opportunities.
Who's the world champ?
Currently in our weight class you've got Hannah Gabriels, or a Russian girl in I can't pronounce her surname, Svopsanov-Ganova. She's got the WBC interim belt. We were in talks to fight her, however they decided against that and brought one of the older champs out of retirement to fight. So whenever they're ready to fight a live opponent, they should let me know.
Hannah keeps saying that she wants to give me some private sessions on the pads and stuff like that. I've been quite macho about it and said, nah, you're alright. How do you reckon I'd get on with someone like Hannah in the ring?
What, sparring or padding?
I'd have to go light, body sparring only.
Body sparring only? Good luck with that.
Do you reckon she'll knock me out?
You're definitely going to be taking a knee for being winded. Body shots are coming on nicely. That's what we're aiming for at the end of this month.
Hannah?
Yes?
If we do eventually spar,
Yes?
when you're retired and an old woman and on the Zimmer frame, what do you think my chances are then? Will you still beat me?
Potentially still beat you, Juelz, but you know, I'll give you a chance.
Well, you're going to be in Scotland.
Yeah.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Go get that win.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can't wait.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All the best come January the 26th, Hannah and Noel. Now we like to do our bits to support non-league football. Now our man Shaz was at Brentwood FC to catch up with striker Matt Price.
Shaz from Pep Talk UK has spent Tuesday night at Brentwood Town Football Club, and I'm fortunate to be joined by a young lad who have specifically come down to meet tonight. It's Matt Price. How you doing, Matt?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well. Matt, now you knew I was coming.
Yeah.
So what did you go and do in the 85th minute?
I go and score the equaliser, didn't I? Get me 20th for the season. So
It's not bad. Good side, AFC Sudbury. A bit of a scrappy game. But something else happened in that game. Your strike partner, it was his final game.
Yeah, Freeman. Shame to be losing him, to be honest. Obviously, he's a young lad, 21. He's had a better offer from Conference Southside. Can't really be turning that football down at the age of 21. I think you've got to throw yourself into the deep end sometimes and see how you get on. And to be fair to him, he's earned it. The amount of times he's turned other clubs down while he's been here, in his last 6 or 7 years, I think it is, he deserves it, outright deserves it. So good luck to him.
I heard the Brentwood faithful singing 2 names tonight. One was your strike partner and the other was Matty Price after 85 minutes.
Yeah, it's quite nice, to be honest, to be down here with my own little song. I must admit, the fans are brilliant over here. There's not a massive crowd, but hopefully numbers go up. But great bunch of lads, to be honest. So Freeman deserves his song as well. I was joining in with it at parts during the game, so especially when he scored.
Now, this is your first season with Brentwood. How have you settled in with the rest of the players, with the manager? What do you think of the gaffer?
To be honest with you, I settled in perfectly. As soon as I come over here, I felt at home. Spoke to Craig at the start of the season. Craig told me he wanted to sign me, and that was it. I just thought I'd give it a go. Never played in the Ryman North before, played in the Ryman South. Working with Craig, he's developed me as a player already. Obviously at the start of the season my aim was just 15 goals, so coming off of pre-season, just working with him in 3 games, having 3 goals, obviously that developed me there. But to have 20 already in the season is clearly benefiting me and shows what Craig's doing for me.
Well, you're a bit modest because not only have you got 20 goals, you are the leading scorer for Brentwood.
Yeah, someone's got to be, but let's be honest, it don't matter who scores them as long as we start picking up results.
In terms of your target, we've still got a few games left to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Where do you reckon your tally's going to end up?
That's a tough question, I'll give you that. I'll say 30. I'll play it on the safe side. I'm going to say 30 because when my first goal was 15, so obviously to be even looking or considering 30, it's a massive step for me. So hopefully I just put my name about there a little bit and see what happens at the end of the season.
No, you had a cracking game today. You had a hand in the first goal, and then in the equaliser, a true poacher's goal.
Yeah,
more off the back, more off the head. It was just a quick in and out, and again I like a little celebration in the corner.
It's got to be done. To be honest with you, I was just trying to waste time with the celebration. I was absolutely knackered. 85th minute, I was doing doggies.
Well,
so
we hope you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Oh, thank you very much.
Popping in and out, and hopefully this is the first of many an interview with you.
Oh, hopefully I'll see you about then.
Nice one, buddy.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Buddy.
Thank you.
Cracking stuff. Thank you, Matt. All the best for the rest of the season. Splendid. Now it's football time. Now the Premier League is back this weekend after the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Now, Pascal, this weekend is no bigger game than Liverpool taking on Man City at Anfield surely going to be a corker.
I believe it will be a very good game, and you know what, Frankie B, I'll probably be the first to predict that it will be Manchester City's first defeat.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I believe that, you know, the sale of Coutinho may not necessarily disturb the team. They have enough firepower up front to disturb Manchester City, but they've addressed a lot of problems that we saw with Liverpool this season, particularly in defense. And you know, and I think that the recent Van Dijk acquisition has already paid off in the Merseyside derby. We saw that in the cup that Van Dijk was a game changer, and I believe that against Manchester City he will be you know, a pivotal player in that game. We know that Liverpool can score goals. We know that Liverpool actually are very good attacking on the break, and but we knew that there were some defensive frailties that were going on for quite some time, and it looks like they've been addressed by the club. And you know, you never know, there may well be more arrivals before Saturday, but I think that they have enough in Mane, in Firmino, you know, the likes of Lallana in the midfield. They have enough firepower up front to disturb the Manchester City defense and to upset them.
Yeah, and potentially, you talk about new signings. Mahrez, he could be a Liverpool player before the game, and he's been in cracking form this season. Very creative player.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there were talks that deal was pretty much wrapped up, but he's, you know, as of yet we've not received any news confirming that. But he has been rumored to be linked with the team, and you know, he's a perfect replacement if you ask me, because you have a player that understands the league, that has won the title, you know, with Leicester, and that's very good at taking on defenders. He's got great assist potential as well. You know, he can score goals. You know, he's a very mobile player. You know, very skillful player as well, and he would play very well, and he would fit in very well with the tactic and the culture that Jurgen Klopp is instilling at Liverpool. So I would certainly look at the surplus income they've received recently from Spain. You know, in the sale of Coutinho, would make sense to reinvest that in a player that understands the league already and that knows how to play within that league. So it's just going to make Liverpool that more of an offensive threat. But and I think that the rest of the Premier League will pay attention to that, because they will certainly gain more and more momentum in those acquisitions. And I'm a bit worried, you know, if you were a Tottenham fan or an Arsenal fan and you look at the buying and selling of Liverpool, you know, they will have learned from the Suarez sale that you know, when they sold Suarez they made some big mistakes, but this time around, you know, they seem to be addressing the issues that everybody else are seeing.
That's it. Once they get a goalkeeper, a proper defensive midfielder, then they really will click on for the title. The good thing Klopp has done, you know, he's made his moves early, and you know, that's going to really help them for the rest of the season. You know, still in the Champions League. Yeah. For the league, they're looking odds on to be in the Champions League for next season. They've got Naby Keita potentially coming in the summer. Yes. They're trying to get him earlier, so things are looking up for Liverpool. As long as they get that goalkeeper, they can have Ospina if they want him.
But look, Frankie B, as I said before, you always say this timing is a very important factor, and Jurgen Klopp has been in the league now about 2-3 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, and he realized that if you leave the business too late, players go elsewhere, they get injured, and they cannot reinforce the team. But we're now seeing a proactive Liverpool manager who's buying and selling the players very quickly. You know, Coutinho, we knew it wasn't a surprise that Coutinho wanted to go. He's a very good player. He has been for the last 2 seasons, and the fact that Barcelona acquired him, you know, it wasn't a big surprise. But what Jurgen Klopp has done is that he has already identified players within the league and elsewhere that could come in and fit in that void immediately, which is a big contrast to our manager in North London, Arsene Wenger, who fails to address those issues fairly quickly. He's far more reactive than he's proactive. And Jurgen Klopp, to me, you know, he's taking on the same, you know, attitude as Mourinho, you know, as and as other counterparts within the league that understand that the business has to be done early to get the players that you want.
Well, don't worry about Wenger. He says if he finds a special player, you know, he'll make a signing. So I guess we have to all relax and, you know, believe in the man. But I mean, back to Liverpool versus Man City. Now, crucially, I think, you know, we talked about both attacks. We talked about Liverpool strengthening their defence. Liverpool are at home. But for me, the game is going to be won and lost in midfield. Man City have excellent midfielders. Fernandinho, they've got De Bruyne, who's having a sparkling season. David Silva, all forming that axis in midfield. And Liverpool, as good as they are going forward, lack a proper defensive midfielder. And this could be their undoing. And not only that, Liverpool's counter-attacking style is more suited from away from home rather than at home. So even though I want Liverpool to win, I don't want them to equal Arsenal's invincible record. I'm potentially seeing a draw. I think Man City are going to lose a game that we really least expect. It could be against a team in the bottom half of the table. But like I said, if Liverpool can get their tactics right in midfield, then game on, Liverpool can do what we all want. We all want the money team, TMT, Man City to lose. And hopefully it's this weekend, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Pascal, what's your score?
I'm sorry, Frankie B. I'm hopeful that Liverpool will actually take the game to Manchester City, and the Champions League games are also coming very quickly, thick and fast. So, in my opinion, I think that Jurgen Klopp would want to be the first manager to inflict an injury, to inflict a defeat on Manchester City. So, on that basis, I am going for a 3-2 victory for Liverpool. I think it will be a go fest. I think it would be end-to-end football. Manchester City do have a good defense, but if you attack them enough, they've not been attacked properly, in my opinion, because as you say, the midfield is so lethal that it's very difficult, and teams are very are very mindful of that, so they don't tend to open themselves up too much against Manchester City, because they will certainly outplay you and pass you to death. But Liverpool also play with very, very high tempo, and they have very good offensive strikers that would cause the defense, Manchester City's defense, a lot of problems. So I believe that you'll be a very entertaining game, end-to-end football, but I'll give the edge to Liverpool, and I believe that it'll be a 3-2 win for Liverpool.
That's our time. I'd like to thank Eric Mokonzo and Pascal. Join us again next week for another Pep Talk UK podcast. Don't forget to leave your comments in the box below and subscribe. Thank you.
Pep Talk UK.